A former Olympic snowboarder on the FBI's most wanted list, accused of running an international drug ring, now facing new federal charges. Our David Spunt live at the DOJ. And did the officials from the DOJ believe that they're closing in on this guy? He's been on the FBI's 10 most wanted list now for a while.
John, they do in a way, and they believe money will talk. The reward money right now up to $15 million from $10 million. They believe that Ryan Wedding, the former Olympic snowboarder, is hiding out in Mexico, and he's being protected by the cartels. Take a look at this graphic. These are the people authorities say are involved in this operation. This is a massive operation announced by the Justice Department today, the FBI, and also the Canadian Royal Mounted Police. Now, Wedding is the top 10 most wanted poster, and again, the reward $15 million. Officials, John, say that he orchestrated the 2025 murder this past January of a witness at a restaurant in Colombia, hoping it would get him out of U.S. charges and extradition to the United States. The Canadian snowboarder appeared in the 2002 Salt Lake City Olympics as a snowboarder. Since then, authorities say he's been hiding out with some of the most notorious cartels in Mexico, trying to avoid what could be life behind bars in the United States. Authorities say he goes by different names: El Jefe, Giant, Public Enemy, James King, and Jesse King. He changes his appearance, and he's wanted for allegedly running this transnational drug trafficking network that routinely shipped hundreds of kilograms of cocaine from Colombia through Mexico into the Southern California region, then to Canada and other locations in the U.S.
You do not get to be a drug kingpin and evade the law. Make no mistake about it. Ryan Wedding is a modern-day iteration of Pablo Escobar. He's a modern-day iteration of El Chapo Guzman. This Justice Department and this FBI will work with our Canadian counterparts and the government officials across the world to bring him to justice.
Any information, you can call 1-800-CALL-FBI or submit a tip online anonymously, tips.fbi.gov. Again, a $15 million reward. John.
Snowboarder to alleged drug kingpin. Wow, what a career path that is. David Spunt for us. David, thank you.
Yes,
thank you.
And for more on this, Bill Essayli, First Assistant U.S. Attorney for the Central District of California, joining us on this. It seems like it's a movie. Yeah. This man that's wanted, an ex-athlete, but still 240 pounds. He's described as 6'3", potentially hiding out in Mexico. This cast of characters that are potentially involved. A reggae musician. It reminds me of the movie from the 90s, Point Break. When you look at this, the expansive and kind of odd group of people that are a collective here, what do you make of it?
Look, this guy's notorious. He's basically like the El Chapo of Canada. This is the #1 cocaine drug trafficking kingpin in Canada, trafficking over $1 billion a year in cocaine. He uses my district, the Southern District, or Southern California, essentially, as his hub to move the drugs. They said they picked California because of its weak drug laws, and that if they got picked up, they probably wouldn't do much prison time. But they didn't count on the federal government bringing charges. And what we did yesterday was extraordinary. We did an international takedown. We're honing in on him. We arrested a dozen of his associates in Canada and Colombia for murdering one of our witnesses, and including his lawyer who advised him to murder the witness. He thought that would end the case. So we're coming for him. 60,000
or 60 tons of cocaine he brings into the country every year. I want to ask you quickly while you're here, welcome to the East Coast, by the way. Good to see you in person for the first time. The Trump administration is suing California over its redistricting plan. What we saw in Texas with the 3-judge panel, do you think that helps or hurts the president's case?
You know, it's really ironic because the judges in Texas said that the districts were racially drawn. I haven't seen the evidence of that, and I'm not sure what the court based that on. Our lawsuit in California says just that. California used race. They wanted to draw Latino districts, and they said that. This isn't a theory or something. The legislators said that when they're passing this map, that they wanted an additional Latino district. So if that is enough to strike down the Texas map, then this one should get stricken down as well. Although the Texas maps, we do believe, are lawful and constitutional, and we do think that's going to make its way quickly up to the Supreme Court.
Well, that would mean that the California redistricting would probably be legal, too.
No, because we actually have evidence that the legislators improperly used race to draw the maps. They said it, and they've said it on record. And we're going to have a court hearing on December 3rd, and we'll get an answer very quickly.
Well, it's interesting. You know, the Brennan Center for Justice talks a lot about this, and that there are some 98 cases that are being tracked with legal challenges related to gerrymandering. All told, they report 49 cases raised allegations of race discrimination, often including, referring back to the Voting Rights Act, to various other state constitutions, racial gerrymandering. What do you make of that being used so frequently in these lawsuits?
You know, that's the one thing the Supreme Court's looking at is a provision of the Voting Rights Act that we think sometimes does get abused in the way they use to strike down these maps. But what is not going to get stricken down is when legislators intentionally and affirmatively use race to draw some of these districts where there's no history of racial discrimination. And that's what we're alleging in California. They went out of their way to draw a Latino district. And again, both assembly members and state senators said so. And the guy who drew the maps, the guy the Democrats hired to draw the maps, said our #1 priority is to draw a Latino district.
All right. Well, we'll see where this all goes. Plenty of court challenges. Great to see you on the East Coast.
Thank you. Thanks
Appreciate
for having
it.
me.
Good to see you on the air.
Much
all
luck
the
on
time.
that manhunt as well.
Yeah.
Very fascinating.
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.